They say you never really know who you are until someone tests you, until the universe puts you in a situation where you have exactly 3 seconds to decide: fight or flight, live or die, hero or coward. For 28-year-old Jasmine Parker from Detroit, that test came on a random Tuesday night at a gas station in Atlanta. What started as a quick pit stop on a road trip turned into the worst and most transformative 60 seconds of her life. Out of all the gas stations in all the cities in America, Jasmine walked into the wrong one at the exact wrong time. But a woman she'd never met, a complete stranger, made a split-second decision that would change both their lives forever. This is the Resilience Blueprint, and today, Jasmine is here to tell you what happened when a stranger loved her more than life itself.
Okay, so y'all gotta understand something about me first. I'm that girl who minds her business. I keep my head down, AirPods in, don't make eye contact with nobody. I'm from Detroit, so I know how to move, you feel me? Stay alert, stay safe, get in, get out. I was driving from Detroit down to Miami for my best friend Keisha's bachelorette party. It was supposed to be this whole vibe: beach, drinks, bad decisions, the whole nine. I'd been driving for like 8 hours straight, living off Red Bull and gas station hot dogs, which is honestly a crime against my stomach. Around 11 p.m., I pulled into this sketchy-looking Shell station just outside Atlanta to grab some snacks and use the bathroom. The kind of spot where the lights flicker and you're like, is this where I die? But I really had to pee, so I said screw it. I walked inside and it was dead. Just me, the cashier, this older dude who looked half asleep, and one other person. A woman. She was standing by the coffee machine pouring herself a cup. She was black, probably in her early 50s, wearing scrubs like she just got off a hospital shift. She had this tired but peaceful energy, you know? Like she'd seen some stuff but was still grateful to be alive. When I walked past her to grab some chips, she looked up and smiled at me. Not a fake customer service smile, but a real one, the kind your auntie gives you at Thanksgiving. "Long drive, baby?" she asked. I nodded. "Yeah, heading to Miami, trying to make it before I pass out." She chuckled. "Well, get yourself some real food when you get there, and be safe out here, you hear me?" I smiled back. "Yes, ma'am, you too." That was it. A 10-second interaction, small talk with a stranger. Forgettable. Except it wasn't. I grabbed my hot Cheetos, a bottle of water, and headed to the counter. The cashier was ringing me up when the bell over the door chimed. 2 dudes walked in. Now, I'm not trying to stereotype or nothing, but my Detroit instincts kicked in immediately. Something was off. Both of them had their hoods up, even though it was like 70 degrees outside. One of them had his hand in his hoodie pocket, gripping something. The woman in scrubs was still at the coffee station. She clocked them too. I saw her body language shift. She went real still, real quiet. The taller one walked straight up to the counter. Didn't look at the snacks, didn't look at the drinks, just stared at the cashier. "Empty the register, now." My heart dropped into my stomach. The cashier's hands went up immediately. Okay, just don't shoot, man, I got kids." I froze, like full-on deer in headlights mode. My brain was screaming run, but my legs wouldn't move. The second dude turned and looked at me and the woman. "Y'all, phones, wallets, put them on the counter, right now." The woman moved first. She slowly pulled her phone out of her scrubs pocket and set it down. I did the same, my hands shaking so bad I almost dropped my phone twice. "Good," the tall one said, stuffing cash into a plastic bag. "Now nobody moves, nobody plays hero. We out in 30 seconds and everybody lives." I believed him. I wasn't about to die over some gas station robbery. I just wanted to get back in my car and forget this ever happened. But then the shorter one, the one watching us, started getting paranoid. "Yo, she got her hand in her pocket," he said, pointing at the woman. "What do you got in there?" The woman's eyes went wide. "Nothing, I swear, just my car keys." "Show me." She pulled out her keys, but when she did, something else fell out of her pocket and hit the floor with a metallic clink. A pager, one of those old school hospital pagers. The dude's eyes narrowed. "You a nurse?" She nodded slowly. Yes, I just got off my shift. I don't want any trouble. For a second, I thought it was going to be okay, but then his face twisted up. Nurses got access to drugs, oxy, perks. You got some on you? No, she said firmly. I don't carry medication. I'm just trying to get home to my family. You're lying. He stepped closer to her, and that's when I saw it. He pulled a gun out of his waistband. Everything slowed down. I don't know what I said. I think I gasped or made some kind of sound because suddenly his eyes snapped to me, and the gun followed. He pointed it right at my chest. You got something to say? My mouth went dry. My vision tunneled. All I could see was that black barrel aimed at my heart. I tried to speak, but nothing came out. The woman stepped forward. Hey, leave her alone. She's just a kid. Back up, he yelled at her. But she didn't back up. She stepped between me and the gun. I whispered, Ma'am, don't. She looked back at me for just a second, and I swear to God, y'all, her eyes said, I got you. Then she turned back to him and said in the calmest voice I've ever heard, You want someone to be mad at? Be mad at me. I'm the one who dropped my pager. She didn't do nothing. I said, back up. She raised her hands but didn't move. Baby, you don't want to do this. I know you're scared right now, but bang. The sound was so loud it felt like my eardrums exploded. For a second, I didn't understand what happened. Then the woman stumbled backward into me. I caught her, and my hands touched something warm and wet. Blood. She'd been shot in the chest. The two dudes panicked and ran out of the store, tires screeching as they sped off. The cashier was on the phone screaming for 911, and I was on the floor holding this woman I didn't even know, watching the light fade from her eyes. No, I kept saying, stay with me, please, help is coming, you're gonna be okay. She looked up at me, struggling to breathe. She tried to smile. You're safe now, baby. Why did you do that? I was sobbing. You don't even know me. She reached up with a shaking hand and touched my face. Because you matter. And then her hand dropped. The paramedics got there in 4 minutes. They tried to revive her. They did everything they could. But she died on that gas station floor. Her name was Angela Reeves. She was 52 years old. She was a hospice nurse who spent her life helping dying patients find peace. She had 3 kids and 2 grandkids. She was driving home from a double shift when she stopped for coffee, and she died, saving me. The police caught the guys 2 days later. Turns out the gun wasn't even loaded. He'd pulled the trigger out of panic, and by some cruel twist of fate, it jammed and fired anyway. Angela didn't know that. She just saw a girl in danger and decided that girl's life was worth more than her own. I didn't go to Miami. I didn't go to the bachelorette party. I flew back to Detroit, locked myself in my apartment, and cried for 3 days straight. Everyone kept calling me a survivor, calling me lucky, but I didn't feel lucky. I felt like a thief, like I'd stolen someone's mother, someone's grandmother, someone's whole world. Angela's daughter reached out to me 2 weeks later. Her name is Michelle. She found me through the news story. I was terrified to talk to her. What do you say to someone whose mom died saving you? But Michelle didn't blame me. She hugged me and said, my mama lived her whole life putting others first. That's who she was. And if she had to go, she'd want it to be like this, saving someone. She gave me Angela's Bible. Inside, Angela had written, love is not love until you give it away. That moment changed everything for me. I went back to school. I'm in nursing school now, just like Angela. I volunteer at a domestic violence shelter. I mentor young girls from rough neighborhoods. Every time I feel scared or selfish, I think about Angela stepping in front of that gun. I think about how she chose love over fear in 3 seconds flat. That's resilience, y'all. Not surviving the trauma, but letting it transform you into someone who honors the sacrifice. I'm alive because Angela decided I was worth dying for, Now I gotta live like I believe it.
A stranger's courage, a survivor's promise. Jasmine Parker reminds us that love doesn't always come from people we know. Sometimes it comes from angels walking among us, in scrubs, in gas stations, in ordinary moments. What will you do with your second chance?